Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us, we have the Raddy. This is the RF750. It's an AM/FM weather shortwave portable radio with Bluetooth and MP3 player. You can find these selling on Amazon for $42.99. You might see a discount of $4, bringing the price down to around $38. But I'll be honest with you, it comes under different labels. The main label is HanRongDa HRD700, and then of course there's different variants. All it is they put their own name on it. I picked this brand because at the time it was the best price, though I've seen these coming down. So I'll have links below to the HRD700 and the RF750, and whichever is cheaper, it's the same radio with a different name on it. So here's the box that the RF750 comes in. Pretty simple. Some bullet points there. I took everything out of the box to make it easy. Oh, here we go. Frequency ranges you need to know. Cool. And yeah, so let's have some fun. Okay, so everything out of the box. First and foremost, we get the star of the show, the little micro radio. This thing is great. Now, everybody I talk to that's bought one of these loves it, and they like the analog one. Now, there's a digital one, which I'll get and review. Let me bring the sound down. A little close up to it. They love this form factor and the size and everything it can do. It's just amazing little radio. I love it. So I'm going to go over quite a bit. It's going to be quite the tutorial here and review, so stay tuned for a lot of extra content. So what we get in the box, the radio with the rechargeable battery, which is nice. We get an antenna. Now, I haven't used this cam before, but it looks like I got a spring relief that goes to the tree where you hang it. And then you uncoil the wire and alligator clip it to the antenna mast. So they give that to you. That's kind of nice. You get some extra length wire as part of the deal. You also get this handy carrying strap. I kind of like this. It's got a military canvas style. There you are. You get the charging cable, which I'm glad. USB to Type-C. Yeah, modernized. Love it. Even this little dude is modernized radio. Yeah, they did a good job with this one. And of course, they even give you a nice little satin bag to carry it all in. Yeah. All right, and of course, never least here, the manual. Holy cow, does it go through a ton of stuff. So let's go ahead and move these accessories out of the way. We're going to look at the manual real quick. I say quick just because for posterity, I always like to go over the manual. I'm going to raise this up a little bit so you get the manual in the full frame. And yeah, this covers quite a bit. I'm actually going to have to move this off frame here, guys. All right, so hopefully... completely off frame. We can read all this. I'm just going to open this up and flip it so you guys can see what it does. So there's some introduction of what all the different things it can do. I'll try to cover most of it, but I know I'm going to miss something. So it does that much. I was a little overwhelmed for a while. I actually owned this radio for a few months before we reviewed it because there's just so much to this radio. I'm trying to get that all to focus so you guys can read all that. Tons of things on the display. For a normal analog dial, it does quite a bit. It even has presets, which somebody was amazed that it does. Well, it operates off a digital signal processor, so it actually is digital, even though it has an analog dial. So that digital processor can actually digitally search and save frequencies. So very nice. Stations on the band. So there we go. Going through the different stuff there. Okay, just doing this for posterity. Important note here, medium wave step. You can change it between 9 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz. Somebody asked me about that at one time. That's how to do it right there. Okay, I'm not going to cover a lot of that because it's just not what we're going to do. There's Bluetooth. I'm not going to cover Bluetooth, but I'll cover the SD card play. That's what I like to use. Even the EQ setting, which is pretty awesome. I think it's six different choices. You got normal, pop, rock, jazz, classic, and country. I noticed rock is a good setting while playing some of the old-time radio shows, believe it or not. Yeah, there you go. So sleep timer setting. So it does quite a bit. Even has a music spectrum, so audio spectrum. Okay, cool. And of course, I'll show you there's a dial light too, so you can see your dial at night. They thought about this radio, they put a lot into it. And of course, specifications. There you go, more of the band coverage, sensitivity. It says 110 presets. I actually got a little bit more out of the radio. Try to mention that to you guys. And of course, it can support a 256 gigabyte SD card, which is surprising. I would probably still use a 16 or 32 at the most. That's just me. And it weighs 100 grams. Nice. Okay, I think that's it for the thing. So let's go back to the radio. Awesome, because there's a lot to cover on this bad boy, and I want to turn it on. So as for size, we have 3.5 inches in height, 2.25 inches in width, and a depth of 1.5 inches. And of course, I told you it weighs 100 grams. Pretty cool, super compact. I don't have large hands, so this is a tiny radio, so let's do a little size comparison. CC Pocket is a weather radio. Just so you know, this has weather alert. It has a scanning mode, which is just, what the heck? If you're going to scan with this radio, I suggest plugging it in the USB power or have a power bank if the power's out. But definitely cool that it has a weather alert feature along with shortwave. So I love that. Here we go. There's a Skywave. The only thing it doesn't have is airband. That'd be cool if it had airband as well. You guys would love that, I'm sure. There's CC Skywave for size. And last but not least, we have a deck of cards. Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves military-looking radios that are micro-sized. Man. He's Iron Man. The man with the master plan loves all the radios he can get, man. He's a collector like us. There you go. You get the idea. All right. Iron Man. All right. Cool. So let's zoom it on down and talk about features, and we'll turn this thing on. Be a little bit before it turns on. So a few more minutes of me talking. And then we'll let the radio talk. So I'm going to have a pen here. I think this is going to help a little bit to point things out. So it's a small radio. Left-hand side, we have band select. Function select. Radio. Middle position's Bluetooth. There you go. And all the way to the right is MP3 Player. So we'll leave it on radio at the moment. Cool. The front, we have LEDs, a bunch of them. Looks like 14 of them. And there is. If you look, see, we have one for weather band, one where using EQ on Bluetooth or MP3 playback. It does not work on the radio, unfortunately. We're on the shortwave band. Shortwave will light up. When we're on shortwave, we can change different meter bands, 1 through 7, as you can see on the dial here, corresponds to those 7 LEDs. We have a tuning LED indicator. When you're in tune, that light will light up. When using presets, this radio icon is lit up. Bluetooth, MP3 playback, sleep timer engaged, and low battery warning. And also low, good battery indicator. Of course, in the bottom row, FM, medium wave, and then the 7 bars there. Now, presets, they show like different combinations of these numbers. I don't even bother trying to figure it out. I don't use presets on this radio too often because it's auto scan and save. There's no manual way to add presets. So it's got to be auto saving, which is unfortunate. But it's interesting nonetheless. Our dial is pretty cool. It's rotary. As you can see, you turn it here. It's got a log scale on the dial, the tuning knob here. And you can see we have FM on the left. Medium wave is the red, second one over. And then we have our 7 shortwave segments. As you can see, the bands there, they got it structured. They got it covered. Decent coverage. More of a daytime band. I don't know what we'll pick up in the evening. We'll try. Very cool. Over here we have a little mod button. That means mode. MOD. That lets us change the front display, and I'll show you that in action. It lets us press and hold, turn on and off the dial lights, and it lets us change the battery status light to activity lights, what the radio's doing, and of course audio spectrum showing what left and right channels are doing. Cool. Speaker down here, looking good. This is just plastic here, but it looks pretty sharp. It's got a really low end, which is nice. That's 1 5/8 of an inch, give you an idea. Top of the radio, we have volume control, which I think is analog. You can see it's got a little pointer, and it has a little volume 0 through 9. You just turn to where you need it by grabbing and turning. It's not very easy to grab and turn, but because it's kind of like a cross pattern. There you go. So now we got 6 buttons, and these 6 buttons are important. Power, You press and hold to turn the radio on and off. Here, I'll show you. Turning it on. Yay.
Radio.
Waves 2 to 4 feet.
So
Wednesday, northwest wind.
there you go. You can see it's got dial lights, amber lit up. You can see that it's got the weather band indicated, tuning indicated. I don't know why the preset light's on, probably because it's this channel mode. And then you have 7 channels, and you have ways to change those too. That's pretty cool. So then long press off, turn the power off. Nice. It's cool. It tells you what mode you're going to be in. Now you'll notice it has some other buttons. It has a set button. Now the set button, that allows us to do a few things. When you're in shortwave, if you press the set button, it lets you go to the 7 different bands. So keep tapping that while you're in shortwave, and it'll let you cycle the 7 bands, which is nice. This is not very intuitive, so that's why I'm going through it. It lets you set the sleep timer if you're in a different band, different radio band, of course. And then when you're on Bluetooth or MP3, it lets you change the 6 different EQ modes I showed you. Very cool. Next to it, we have, what do we have here? Pause, play. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory on MP3 or Bluetooth. It's going to start or stop. Also, of course, this does other things. You short press to access the preset mode, because it says 118 presets instead of 110 advertised. 8 extra on FM, we'll talk about that. If you press and hold in radio mode, it'll auto scan and save, which is nice. So you get 20 presets on medium wave, 28 on FM, which is surprised. And shortwave, you get 10 per band, so 70 on shortwave, giving this radio 118 presets. Not bad. Also, when you're on the weather band, if you hit the set button, it starts scanning for the weather alert. Remember I was talking about this does scan for alerts? It does. So it'll scan all 7 channels for an alert to come through. It won't let you just pick one channel. It scans all of them. And press it again to stop the scanning process. So yeah, it's a lot for the pause play button. So now we'll just go underneath here to track back and track forward. Now they had these reversed. I wish they would have put track back here and track forward here, but they have them how they have them. So of course, track forward, fast forward, track back, rewind. On MP3, it's really nice. Also, they do different things. When you're on the weather band, it lets you change the channel you're on, which is different than using the set button for moving through the band. So for the different channels, you use these 2 buttons for weather band. Very interesting. Let's see, I think that's it for that. That's good. We have a band button. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Press the band button, changes for medium, FM, shortwave, and weather. But when the power is off, you press and hold this button, and it lets you change or check the setting for medium wave. So if I press and hold this, it lights up 10 LEDs. It tells me it's in 10K stepping. If I press and hold, it'll change to 9, but I'm going to let it go off, so press and hold again. So show you it's 10 lights. If I tap it again, it'll go to 9 lights, and it'll be in 9K stepping. So there you go. I covered all the buttons. Let's turn this thing on and do an audio demo. So we'll switch it to the MP3 mode. Actually, there's more to talk about in this radio, too, besides those buttons. Antenna. I get excited. I want to turn it on, of course. The whip antenna extends out to 11¼ inches, which is surprisingly good for such a short antenna. But it's a little radio, so I didn't expect a gigantic antenna. Little strap connector for that thing I showed you, that little canvas strap. Nice. On the back, you can see the Type-C input to charge your BL5C battery, which is behind this door here. They include the battery, which is nice of them. There you go. And we have the micro SD card slot. And it's nice because this fits really in there. It's not even sticking out, so you won't lose your card. Very nice. And cool design. It's military. That's what the HRD 700 is, HanRongDa. So, okay, now we'll do a demo. Now you got to see all that. Let's go ahead and turn on the MP3 player, play it for a few minutes, then we'll start talking about FM reception. So, power is over here. Press hold.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Press and hold off. Try it again. I had volume down. Couldn't turn it back on.
SD card mode.
There we go. All right. As you notice, there's no dial light while the MP3 mode's on. So, yeah, it makes sense.
notches. Don't. What? You ain't noticed nothing different, Duffy? Well, just gaze your eyes out the window and, what do you see? Mrs. Murphy's long underwear? Well, that proves it's spring. She ain't wearing them. Oh, she is, huh? She's, sitting out on the fire escape? Oh. Well, she don't do that in the winter, so it proves it's spring. Yeah, the time of the year when the birds and the bees watch people and take notes.
So there you go. Cool. Love the audio spectrum here. Turn off the lights, and of course this is a battery status. That's the mode light and battery status, showing you the battery's full bars and good at 7 there. So very cool. Let's go ahead. We're going to get through this, do a little band scan here. I'm going to go ahead and just lift this up. We're going to change it to radio mode. So we'll try I don't know if this external wire will work with the weather. We'll see.
Waves 4 to 6 feet, occasionally to 8 feet, subsiding to 2 to 4 feet.
Okay, so weather band. I told you that you use these back and forward buttons.
Waves 3 to 5 feet. Sunday, west winds 10 to 20 knots, becoming northwest. Waves to 4 feet. Chance of snow showers. Precipitation will eventually change to rain and drizzle overnight. Spotter information: Island, Illinois, and northerly island to Calumet Harbor, Illinois.
Okay, so weather band, I got 4 stations, which is average with the little antenna. I got 3 downstairs here just now. So nice to have. If you want to start the scan, the set button, some of the stuff is like hard to remember. Scan was the pause play in the weather band. So go to pause play, press and hold, and it's scanning. If you look, it's scanning all 7 channels. Press and hold to stop. Okay, it stopped on the 4, which is kind of like nothing there. But yeah, the scanning thing, awesome. Alright, cool. So FM reception report real quick before we go to FM. It got 60 stations, which is good, 3-star category. I have 5 stars, fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. Not bad for a small radio with a small antenna. Sensitivity being 60 stations found. 3-star rating is above average, and its FM selectivity is good. I was able to pull in some faint stations with that little whip antenna between some strong ones, so not bad at all. So let's switch to FM by hitting the band button. Not the power button. Gotta keep looking. Yeah, okay, here it is. So yeah, it switched to FM. We'll go to the bottom of the band. Just real quick here, since we only have a few minutes left here. So I kind of want to get to shortwave volume up here. We'll leave this hooked up since I'm downstairs in subfloor basement.
Somehow see that was, thank you, Lord.
Right.
That was something of
Tuning,
God
LED
in our lives.
Yeah.
Join the Moody Bible Institute for a special Founders Day.
Made an issue an official. But out of the island.
No, it is morning person.
Road first, reduce your.
One reserves the right to report.
Hang out, fat bottom girls.
Pirate go on vacation to get.
Mom is hard work.
Dial accuracy is not that great because that classical station was 98.7 and it was on 100. Yeah.
Catch your dream now.
Used to be serving one smile. Remember that? Welcome to. I fell asleep at the window.
Okay, you get an idea. As you can tell, it does pretty good there. So presets, yeah, fun. So to access the preset mode, we have to hit the pause play, right? And then you use these 2 buttons to access the different modes. So let's see if we can do that. See what I have saved here. So let's turn the volume back up. Went to the radio.
If you tune in for 30 days, check. Want to go off-road? those fans.
I can't even record. You got me out my zone.
Let's cycle through them.
We'll rock now.
I'm going down the scale.
What you want. Save your money, save your time. And
As you can see, the numbers are going down.
As I out to the whole story.
Piece of
That's
Quache
how the
asking
presets work.
questions. That's action in even before you.
According to our case.
With my rights, school, I have to get a great job, and a kid is going to derail all of that. And
So
I
there
think
you
that
go.
once you realize that the joy comes from our, first and foremost, from our family and human connections.
Is that again to get out of that mode? There we go. So we exited that mode. Let's go ahead and do shortwave. Actually, leave this on. Hello. And we'll see what we can get here on shortwave. Yeah, fiddly little radio. You get used to it though, because it's fun and compact. Cool to take outside. So we're gonna hit the band button. Yeah, I keep looking because I don't have them memorized yet. As you can see, the dial indicator lights are lit up there. You can turn them off by pressing and hold the front mode button. There you go. And of course, we're going to change our band to the shortwave band. There's lit up shortwave, and we're on band 3. We want to go all the way to band 1. So what do we hit? The set button to change. So let's go to band 1, turn it up, go to the bottom, see if we can't pick anything up. Go fairly quick here. Something. Sounds like music. Cool. Found something.
But you know, I'd have a chance just before I died to say, Lord, I forswear all those things I like to do.
Very cool. Yeah, enjoyable radio, guys. A lot of fun. I get a kick out of radios, and this one just puts a smile on your face. I think it's Cuba. It's coming in pretty faint, though. Of course, you can save presets. You can auto scan and save those, which is nice for later. Set. I don't hit the wrong one. Okay, we're on band 2, top of the band 2 here. That one. Thought I heard something. Barely picking up something there. Okay, so we're done with the shortwave. This gives you an idea. It's definitely a daytime tuner mainly for shortwave. Let's go ahead and turn this down. Yeah, I wanted to give you an idea. Shortwave, I found 15 stations, which is about average, which was good though. Found them up towards the top of, band 4, 5, and 6 there, and even 7 is finding stuff. So yeah, really cool. Let's go ahead and go to the AM band real fast and just give you an idea what this thing can do. The band button. I want to go to medium wave, which is AM. There we go. Bottom of the band. Let's see what we can pick up. During the day, I got had good locals, and it's good for some semi-locals. It sounds great on the local stations.
So about 3 years ago, I joined with Kyle Grob, who's the founder and our chief technology officer. We saw 2 opportunities in this market space. One around the health of our shooters.
560 WIND, I believe.
It's similar to getting hit in the head by a football player. It causes traumatic brain.
Ever tried tuning it at night like this?
Glass responded with, "Okay, but don't yell at me." And LaRussa goes, "I'll bleeping yell."
670 the score, WSCR, Chicago.
I says, "Well, then I'll yell back."
And then LaRussa says, well...
Okay, so music on 650 WSM, Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles to the south. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Starts screaming again, be a man!
When you pound on
700,
1%,
Cincinnati, Ohio.
you've done the exact same thing. That's a big...
These are things that are just sort of that stereotypical thing, I think.
720 WGN, Chicago.
I don't mind going to places like where you learn to play bridge.
So we're 10K stepping. Zoomer radio, right here. It's coming in kind of faint. 740 Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles to northeast.
U.S. Kids and the Ad Council.
Situation, yeah. And the fact of the Chinese anonymous donations. You know, now you...
Should be 760 WGR, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles.
Where, you know, Comer's investigating the fact of the 40...
I'm extra glad you called in, because I want to talk to you about Mary.
About her finding a place of her own to live.
Old time radio on 780 WBBM, Chicago.
Yeah, that's it. Now, I wish you'd talk her out of that idea.
I have no intention of doing anything in the kind, Henry.
But look here, Edna, you can't possibly mean you think it'd be a good thing for her to leave here.
Why not?
But...
Tuning LED indicator at school.
Can tell you how you were designed, most importantly, all of...
Probably going to pick up some coast to coast. Our time was 12:48. This is AM Central Standard Time near Chicago, Illinois, USA. Forgot to mention that, but now I did. So if anybody asks, if you watch the rest of the video, you got it. $9.40. Cool.
In the second set against the 65th ranked McDonald Nadal.
So you get an idea what this radio can do. This is a 1000 WMVP Chicago.
And left the court for a medical timeout.
So very cool. Okay, we'll turn it off here. That's a good deal. Press and hold the power button. Yeah, awesome. And I think, yeah, Bluetooth, it'll just say Bluetooth. Let's go ahead and turn that back up.
Bluetooth mode.
Of course, you look for RF750. It's flashing, waiting to connect. So it's a Bluetooth speaker too. Yay! So there it is. It's pretty much the HanRongDa HRD 700. This is the Raddy RF750. Like I said, I picked this up because it was the cheaper one at the time, but the prices fluctuate so much. HanRongDa is becoming more mainstream, which is good to see. HanRongDa usually was only eBay, and you didn't see it too often on Amazon, but now I'm seeing it all over Amazon. So awesome. Yeah, you can find links below for this radio and the HRD 700. Definitely pick one up. If it's like $35 or less, it's a buy. Definitely a winner at that price for something fun, unique looking, great gift idea for the guy who has everything. And if you want something fun, it takes a while to get used to which button does what, because if you lose that instruction manual, you'll have to go to my video and look and see what it does. At least this video will be here forever. Until YouTube decides to close its doors. I'll leave it up forever, many years. So there you go, HRD 700 or the Raddy RF750. Hope you liked the video. Give me a like if you did. 2, if you like these little military type radios. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of future ones. I do have the digital version coming, and I'll review that one. It's the same radio with just a digital readout. Some people like that because it's easier to tune and for the presets. So, do I agree with that? Yeah, it might be more fun, but I just think that having an analog dial is kind of cool. It's just neat. Cool feedback. Love that. So hope you enjoyed this. So if you have any questions, comment below because I covered it pretty quickly. I might have missed something. I usually try to cover everything, but I don't. The only thing I wish this had is a headphone jack for stereo listening. That'd be awesome. And I wish the EQ could be used in radio mode. Those are some of the things I wish if they update this, that's what I want to see. So there you go. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video.